So I heard something in the news, but I have not had the chance to look at this. This would be interesting. Let's get right into it. Let's see. The title of this video is uh, Netzen's response to Trump's promise at UFC events to stop Israel's war on Gaza. Okay, let's see.
I got a little girl I love, and I gotta see. I think this could be ending. Well,
I mean, if Khabib is saying this, it's. I think Khabib recognizes he's a real G, and I think he really wants peace in the Middle East, right? Like, he's not somebody who's just going to be talking about some BS, because I mean he had fight with Dana White and whatnot, so he really keeps it real. The fact that he's willing to have a conversation with Trump and approach him, that means that he trusts Trump enough to know that he can do something about this situation, which is a lot more you can say for Biden. I mean, let's be honest here. It's not going to happen. But being a Muslim, I don't know, man. Like we're really behind. I think we're like 100 years behind when it comes to our political thinking and our mindset, because we just don't know. Like we're in a cult. Like the Democratic Party in a lot of ways is a cult. But I wonder if we're gonna have any favorite towards Trump or not. But of course, casting doubts. Rabbi Shmulia's dildo. Okay, Trump won't do it. He just literally gave the Golan Height to Israel. Hey, about the Golan Heights, man, I've been reading about that. To be honest with you, that was a very smart play that they did, the Israelis. So to Victor, belongs the spoil, right? I mean, if you outmaneuver an enemy that you're fighting and you gain an advantage, then it becomes your land, right? I mean, that's how wars are fought and won. If that's the case, that tomorrow the Byzantine Empire is going to come back and say, "Hey, give us all of Anatolia because Turkey shouldn't be here." The Syrian Empire is going to come, the Sassanian Empire is going to come back and say, "Hey, give us all of Iran and Iraq and parts of, Pakistan and Afghanistan and things of that nature." I think this is a very foolish approach to world politics. I think whoever wins, they get what they get, right? That's just the way things are. If tomorrow the Muslims occupy and take over, any other state like Spain, for example, are you then going to be like, no, like give us back? We're going to return Spain to the Crusaders? No, or like the Christians? No, it's just that's just the way it works. And okay, what else? He's like moved embassy to Jerusalem. Historically, I have never heard of Tel Aviv. I've always heard of Jerusalem. Like you have never heard, like when you sack, uh, like the state capital, it's always Jerusalem. 44 times, the land of Palestine and Israel has been occupied, and it's the capital has always been Jerusalem. It's never been Tel Aviv. So he will sell out the U.S. To the Israeli. I think he's an American first president. I think he was very pro America. I don't know what the background of this individual is. I don't know if he's an American or not, but yeah, we'll see. I'll believe it when I see it. As of March, Trump received 1 million from the pro-Israeli lobby. 1 million is nothing. He just raised 200 million from just local donors and whatnot. I think he has also been very critical of Netanyahu as well. And but that's the thing, right? Like a lot of people just don't understand politics there, especially the Muslims. But let's see. This is so heartbreaking. Yeah, I mean, innocent children being killed, it is heartbreaking, no doubt. There's no two ways around this. This is a very tragic situation. What is going on, especially with the killing of innocent Palestinians, and innocent lives, be it Jewish lives, Christian lives, Muslim lives, any life that is being senselessly destroyed. It's uncalled for. Yeah, I mean, just start off with the negative and make sure that it happens, because you don't live in a world of peace. And continue to vote Democrat. That's just the way things work for a lot of the Muslims, unfortunately, in the United States. It's a very tragic situation that we have with the mindset, because, like I said, we are in a cult. Yeah, I think I've already tracked this, covered this. Trump won't do anything unless he takes the approval from his boss, Netanyahu. See, I doubt that. I really doubt that. I think that he'll do a lot more. There is a video, if I'm not mistaken, where he talked about how Netanyahu betrayed him. And I will pull that up. I will pull that up and show, folks uh, on that video. So, whoever this person is, Awalman, the first, whatever. I don't even think he's an American. So, of course, Khabib was praised. Yes, even though he's praying, standing on top and praying on a Palestinian flag. But hey, Khabib is praised for talking to Trump, but Trump is not praised because he's telling him that he's going to do something about the situation. Like, it just, the disconnect is incredible. Like, I mean, you see what I mean? Like, we're 100 years behind, like completely behind in terms of our mindset. We do not like to give credit. We don't like to work and do coalition building. All we do is just talk a lot of smack, and that's it. And this is where we are, unfortunately. And what can you do about a situation like this, right? Like, Khabib is a hero, but if he talks to Trump, Trump is the villain. It doesn't matter, but he's the one shaking hands with Trump and telling him, hey, do something about it. You see the irony in this whole thing? Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of dead bodies. Like, just, I mean, just destruction after destruction, right? Like, uh, it's just so tragic, man. Like, this has been going on for such a long time. Like, it just continues on and on. It just flares up out of nowhere. And what can you do about a situation like this? Like, I feel like we need to just save lives as much as possible. Like give them asylum. Like, these people deserve asylum. Like Palestinians in the coming into the US, they deserve asylum. Not like these, like, migrants coming in from South America, bro. Like, I mean, that's insane. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Joe Biden is ironclad in his support. This is happening only because the United States president and his administration is fully supporting this kind of behavior. 100%, 100%. I mean, I can show you videos where Trump is like, "You're gonna stop the settlement. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that," and like, I mean, he's a strong man. I mean, that's just the nature of things. But when you have a weak president, then other countries are going to take advantage, and he's not going to do anything about it. And so, but Muslims, being Muslims, they're still going to vote for Joe Biden. Michigan is still going to vote for Joe Biden. All these other swing states are going to go completely support Joe Biden, because that's just the way the cult works. Yeah, I think, look, if you are you know pro-Palestinian, and you want peace, I think that it is best that you vote for Trump this time. Like, you have to send a signal by punishing the Democratic Party. Like, for too long they play this game about, let's just go pander, get your votes. Once we have your votes, we're still gonna do what we do, and we're gonna see you in 4 years. And you have to, like, break this habit, break this cycle. So the alternative is, either you have a convicted felon who's actually gonna do something about the situation, or you have an unconvicted felon who is not going to do anything about the situation. But really, it's at this point in time, it's a very easy decision if you're thinking logically, but it is a very hard decision if you are thinking emotionally. Look, whether it is the Republicans, whether it is the Democrats, whether it is the Libertarians, whether it is Bernie Sanders and the Socialists, it doesn't matter. Everyone that comes into the United States office, highest office, any other office, is not going to take an anti-Israeli approach. It's just not. Both sides of the aisle support, Israel. That's not going to change. But within that, if you can somehow have a say at a table, that is what is required. Right now, we don't even have a say at the table. So to get that, you got to earn that first, right? You just can't be complaining and not supporting and then still voting Democrat and then complaining about Trump being evil. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Hey, man, people may like it, people may not like it, but anytime, as much as I've read about history, it's always Jerusalem has always been the capital. Like, I mean, from the Crusaders' time to the Romans to the Canaans to who you name it, to the Mamluks to Seljuks to Ottomans. Like, Jerusalem was always the country's capital. Like that, it's not going to change. And if they're occupying it, then that's where the capital is, unfortunately. Look, you have the right to protest. There's nothing that is illegal about protesting, but when protest gets out of hand, then it becomes an issue, 100%. So yeah, Brad. If you're a foreign student, you don't even have like legal status here as a permanent resident. So like, why are you protesting? Like, just go get your education, become a resident, become a citizen, and then you have the right to complain and like do what Americans do best, right? But if you're just a foreign student and you're like doing all this stuff, yeah, that's and you get arrested, there goes your chance of even applying for permanent residency. So don't be stupid. Like, be sensible. And like, I don't get these people, right? Like, Trump talks. Let's see. Let's find this video. Let's see if I can. Yeah, okay. Like,
I was saddened by the fate of the Palestinian people.
Like, I mean, he is willing to say this in front of a prime minister, Israeli prime minister. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? This was a long time ago, but if he can say to his face, then, like, Biden can't even say anything, like, let's just be honest.
They deserve a far better life. They deserve the chance to achieve
Look at his face.
their extraordinary
Look at his face. He's just shocked that he would even say something like this.
potential. Palestinians have been trapped in a cycle of terrorism, poverty, and violence, exploited by those seeking to use them as pawns to advance terrorism and extremism.
Yeah, it's 100% true. All these Middle Eastern countries are paying them just so they can destabilize the region, especially in the Middle East, and that is a fact of matter. Like, I'm not gonna say some of the names, but they're all Muslim states that are on opposite ends and using them as proxy. 100%. Like, this is people don't understand geopolitics and whatnot. What is this? Criticizes Benjamin Netanyahu. Okay.
I did have a bad experience with Israel, though.
There you go. There you go.
When we took out Soleimani It was us in Israel working as a group, and we knew where he was. We knew how he was coming in. We knew the plane. We knew everything. Israel was going to do this with us, and it was being planned and working on it for months, and now we had everything all set to go. And the night before it happened, I got a call that Israel will not be participating in this attack.
There you go. Israel, the brave, defender of democracy in the Middle East, can't even participate in an attack led by the United States because they're afraid of Iran.
And he came onto the plane, and we followed him right from the Situation Room. We followed the whole thing, and about 15 seconds later, it was all over, and we did it. But I'll never forget that Bibi Netanyahu let us down. That was a...
There you go, man. I mean, when you have a president like this, when you have somebody who remembers, and this is like, how long back is this? This is 7 months back. This is 7 months ago. So Club 47. Yeah, so this is when he's running for re-election. So when you have a situation like this, when he's saying that, look, I'm not going to forget this. This was an act of betrayal. That just goes to show you that he is serious about business. I mean, why would you not want to give this guy a chance who's at least has now experience dealing with somebody who has already betrayed him in the past, right? Versus re-electing because, Muslims that are in a cult within the Democratic Party, and they're going to re-vote for Biden because they just hate this guy, even though this guy will do more for the Arab world, for the Muslim world, for the Palestinians, and everybody else. But it's just that we're stuck in a cult.
Very terrible thing, I will say that.
There you go. And here's a funny thing. Like I've been watching this news unfold. This is a Peace to Prosperity, 181 pages document, a political framework with all of these sections about a vision for peace between Israel, the Palestinian, and the region, borders, talking about Jerusalem, economic plan, security, crossings, the Gaza criteria, free trade zone, trade agreements with the United States. I mean, look how incredibly thought out and detailed this is. I mean, Dead Sea resort area, water waste management, treatment, prisoners, refugees, foundation of a Palestinian state, education, culture of peace, relationship building, mutual recognition between nation states, end of claims, end of conflicts, conduct during negotiation. I mean, you have a whole document, 181-page document. How many Muslims are willing to read this? How many Muslims are willing to be like, you know what, we like this, we don't like this, let's comment on it. All they want to do is chatter. That's all we want to do. And we're going to go back, and Michigan Muslims and Dearborn is still going to vote Democrat. Why? Because it's a blue state, and they're just, because we're going to vote for the guy who has the D beside us, and they're going to do the same thing. Pander to you, and after 4 years, they're going to come back and ask you for your vote again. And the same thing happens with the black community, same thing happens with the Muslim community, and same thing happens with a lot of these cult sort of mindset where they're just going to do nothing about it, hate on the other guy, and go back and do this. I want to see if Biden's folks have put up a plan. They just haven't. So let's see. Let's see what happens. I'm just obviously disappointed in a lot of this things, in the world that is happening and taking place. But hey, let me know what you think.